Hi, I'm Bob Garrett. Hackensack University Medical Center believes that all citizens need to be informed about the important health issues that affect their daily lives. That's why we're proud to support programming produced by the Caucus Educational Corporation and their partners in public television.
Funding for this edition of Caucus New Jersey has been provided by the New Jersey Education Association, working for great public schools for every child, Hackensack University Health Network, NJIT, New Jersey Institute of Technology, New Jersey Natural Gas, proud to support education in our communities, QualCare Inc., a local managed care company covering 750,000 New Jersey residents, the Russell Berry Foundation, and by the law firm of Gibbons, P.C. Promotional support provided by the Star Ledger, powering NJ.com, and by NJ Biz, all business, all New Jersey.
Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. It is our honor and pleasure to once again welcome Kevin Cummings, who is the President and Chief Executive Officer of Investors Bank. Good to see you, Kev.
How are you, Steve?
Doing great, doing great. Let's talk about banking culture today. Dramatically different than 5 years ago? How? The banking culture.
It's a different ball game now.
Really?
The regulatory environment is more difficult. The employees are different. You know, the demographics are changing. The new people coming into it, the way people view banking, internet banking, technology, it's an entirely different ball game.
How do you guys stay in the game in the way you do? You know?
Yeah, well, it's being open to change. You know, we have our core values.
Yeah, 4 core values.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Character, commitment, community, and cooperation. And first and foremost is character. And that's the character of our employees, how we treat our employees. If you have engaged employees that want to make a difference with their customers and the communities, our shareholders will do well.
Yeah, you and I have had this conversation so many times off the air. We talk about leadership a lot, you know, and the character question. And it doesn't matter whatever the new technology is, the latest, greatest, that Twitter, that, you know, who's got Instagram, all that stuff is fine. But you argue that the leadership question still ultimately does come down to character. And when you hire people in critical positions, you're obsessed about that whole character thing. Because?
The how and the what in the business is easy. The why. Getting people excited about coming to work every day. Getting leaders that serve instead of self-serving leaders. Getting leaders that lead by example. Because people understand that they do what they see, not what they hear. So it's simple. It's like coaching. It's like the military. It's like spirituality, religion. There are certain things. You are what your habits are. You are what you talk about. And getting people to be positive every day, be good team members, you know, commitment, cooperation, work together. You know, look at our results. We've grown $10 billion through this recession.
10 billion. Put that in context.
Well,
why? And by the way, why?
In 2007, you know, we were about $5.8 billion. We've done 8 acquisitions. We've grown to just about 16 billion. And right today, we're in the midst of an additional capital raise that's estimated to be $2 billion. So at the end of the second quarter, we'll be an $18 billion organization.
But the other piece of that, which is interesting, you talk about what people say versus what people do, right? The Investors Foundation, and we know it, and Investors is one of our partners, if you will, in terms of financial education, a whole range of things we do. But we also, as part of our Make a Difference series, feature a whole range of not-for-profit organizations that are making a difference in their community. That's how we really got to know each other at an annual event, excuse me, that Investors holds, that brings in 200-300, I think, not-for-profit organizational leaders, right?
Yep.
Teaching them all sorts of skills and tools. Some of the organizations that the foundation, your foundation, is supportive of. Name a couple that stand out.
Liberty Science Center, the All-Stars Project.
Yeah, you talk about the All-Stars. What is that?
Yeah. It's an organization, privately funded, on 33 Washington Street in New York. They have a new headquarters. And basically, it's a leadership program and an after-schools program that takes young adults, teenagers, from Irvington, East Orange, and Newark, and gives them a game plan, gives them a place to go where they can learn, express themselves, and more importantly, have some exposure through the internship program, the summer internship program, to corporate America, so that it's not this big boogeyman, strange corporation.
Very distant.
It is something that they become familiar with, and they go through an extensive boot camp where this woman, Gloria Strickland,
She's terrific.
puts
We
them
had her
through
on
a
one
great
on one.
program.
Yeah. By the way, why is it that the foundation, the Investors Foundation, is so committed to those nonprofits? And so say someone says, well, the job is the bottom line. But that's not the foundation's job.
You can do good and do well.
What's the difference?
Well, we feel that to be good corporate citizens, the government can't do everything. And it's up to corporate America to step in and help our communities and provide a better place for our employees, our customers, and the communities that we serve. The days of the Wall Street banks, we're a Main Street bank. And actually, I would love to be known to radicalize banking. So like, in that, the more that we grow and the stronger that we get, the more we can give back. You know, I mentioned earlier the $2 billion capital raise. Well, we're going to make another $20 million donation to our foundation.
$20 million from the bank to the foundation.
Correct.
Why?
It's part of who we are. It's part of our core values. In 2005, we made the initial $20 million donation. In the last 6 years, we've given away $10 million, but our stock price has gone up, and it's about $38 million today, the principal of the endowment. And with the additional $20 million, it'll be approximately a $58, $60 million foundation.
You know, it's interesting. One of the other avenues in terms of making a difference. In urban areas, you and I talk about education in urban areas a lot, and both of us are the product of parochial schools. Me in Newark and you in
Jersey
City, right?
Soon to be the largest city, I think.
Well,
New
yeah,
Jersey.
well, we can argue about that later. But Kev, you know what's interesting is that one of the things I know you're very interested in is the education of young people in our urban areas and parochial schools. And this is no disrespect to our public school partners, the NJA and others. We're very much supportive of what you're doing, but very interested in those parochial schools in urban areas because?
Education is the great equalizer. You know, we're partnering with schools in Newark, Christ the King, St. Vincent's, St. Benedict's Prep.
St. Benedict's Prep, Father Edward Leahy.
You know, St. Peter's Prep in Jersey City, also Roselle Catholic, but even some charter schools in different areas. Education, for me, I was, first generation going to college, first person in my generation to go away to college.
First.
Yeah, and it's just a great opportunity, for people, for in the urban areas, to get ahead, and really, as we think about it, when I look back at my career, whether it was going to Middlebury College and then going to Rutgers for my MBA, it was the gateway to my business career.
So without that educational background, you're convinced you wouldn't be sitting here right now talking about what you're talking about on behalf of investors?
I'd probably be a retired policeman.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
But you're convinced you would not have had the career that you've had. That
Very much
education
so.
was the key.
Yeah, and not only the education, but that Jesuit background, that whole idea of giving back and trying
That's
to,
what the Pope talks
for
about,
the
right?
greater glory, for all the good things that the Jesuits profess. But it is really, the journey is going from a selfish child to a selfless adult. I mean, that's the longest journey in the world. And that's kind of been our philosophy at the bank. Be a good team player, put others first.
Well, Kevin, we appreciate. By the way, real quick, the Yogi Berra Initiative, talk about that up at Montclair State University.
Yeah.
Give you 20 seconds on that.
I was just talking to Dave Kaplan. It's
Who
called
runs
the
it,
Good
yeah.
Teammate Award.
The Good Teammate Award. We
Exactly.
actually featured those, right, Jackie Cook, our executive producer on One-on-One. We had two of the great kids. Those kids who are those kids and why are they great, those kind of kids?
They're it's not a most improved, it's not the MVP, it's the Good Teammate Award, which embodies everything that Yogi Berra stands for. What better compliment you could get than he was a good teammate.
Man, you're a good teammate on a sports team. You'd be a good teammate in a corporate or organizational setting. Makes all the difference. Kevin Cummings, who is the President and Chief Executive Officer of Investors Bank. Kevin, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
It's good to be here.
It's good stuff.
If you would like more information on this program, or if you'd like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Visit us online at caucusnj.org. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato, PhD, and follow us on Twitter at Steve Adubato.
Kathy Assini is the 2013-2014 State Teacher of the Year, 8th grade teacher at Delsea Regional Middle School. How you doing?
Good, good.
What does it feel like to be Teacher of the Year? By the way, this is part of our partnership with the NJEA, New Jersey Education Association. Classroom Close-Up. You're about to see a video of you in a few moments. Classroom Close-Up feature. Teacher of the Year, how great.
Yeah, surprising.
Really?
A little overwhelming. I just teach, and that's the worst thing that I can say, because too often other people say that about us. But it's what I do, it's what I love, and to get it recognized for it is
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
You want to see a video of you?
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
This is Classroom Close-Up. It's 20 years they've been doing this. New Jersey Education Association celebrates 20 years of a great series that won 11 Emmy Awards. Classroom Close-Up. We'll see a little bit of a clip from a Classroom Close-Up about you. But Kathy, we'll come back and we'll talk right after this.
Being selected Teacher of the Year was somewhat surprising and somewhat overwhelming. Shortly afterwards, I met with Lauren Morocco, last year's Teacher of the Year. And she laughs when I tell people this, but she said to me, just know from the beginning, this doesn't mean you're the best teacher in the state. It means that you have been selected to represent good teachers. We need a spokesperson. We need someone out there saying, look at all the good things we do. Because teachers don't do that. We have hearts that go home with our kids, and our kids' hearts come home with us. The whole idea of meditation, when you're nervous or anxious, especially you guys, tests coming, try that breathing meditation. I'm a history teacher, a social studies teacher, but I teach children. And that's the thing that I hope we never forget. We have children in front of us. They aren't widgets. In 1974, there weren't a lot of options, but I did math well. So I took a couple bookkeeping classes and I became a bookkeeper. I did that for about a year and a half. And my boss on a review said, you know, great job, you do your work, but you need to be a little less social. I was like, yeah, I've been being told to sit down and shut up all my life. So we were engaged at the time, my husband and I, and I went and got my hair cut, and it seemed like a fun place to be. There was music, there were things going on, people were standing up talking, so I went to investigate it, found out what it would take to start cosmetology school, gave my 2 weeks notice and started cosmetology school, postponed the wedding, and got a job right out of cosmetology school, and I was there for 25 years. With my husband's support and a computer, I decided at 42 that I would start into college, and it came easy. I made it through. I did it 3.5 years. I did my whole degree, including my student teaching. I got a job right away. Compare and contrast. Are we looking at just the good things? Are we looking at just the bad things? What's the sound? Anybody remember?
When I was younger, like 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, I wanted to be a teacher. But then when I got into like older grades, like 5th, 6th grade, I wanted to be a lawyer because I think that would be an interesting job to do. But then coming in 8th grade, I think Mrs. Assini reflected off of my younger years when I really wanted to be a teacher. And my interests are kind of coming back to me. And I kind of want to be a teacher again.
I miss him.
What's that like for you?
To watch that, well, the first thing is that I miss them because I've been out of the classroom since December now on a sabbatical.
Because being part of being Teacher of the Year requires that you do what?
It's a 6-month sabbatical, so I left my kids on Christmas break. I've been back a couple times to see them, and then I'll be back at Delsea in September.
You miss them?
I do. I do. I went into teaching to teach children. History degree was actually the easiest way to get there, starting at my age. You could take 4 or 5 history classes at the same time in a semester and get through quickly. I wanted to be at middle school. I wanted to be at 8th grade. It's just such a impressionable time period. I know it was an important time period in my life, and they're just balls of clay at that point. And I love making the connections that I get to make with them every day.
You know, you were part of a larger panel that we did with a group of other educators, you
Yes.
know? And for our Caucus, New Jersey program, it was terrific. But I was struck by you on so many levels. But I want you to talk about something you talked about there, but talk about it here. Your connection to your students is a very powerful thing. Is it personal or is it purely professional?
Oh, it's definitely personal.
It is.
Again.
Even after 13 years.
Oh yeah, and each year it's a different group of kids. They have different qualities, different needs. I was turned on by a teacher at a young age, and then junior year in high school, I was turned off by a teacher that sent me careening off into, luckily not trouble, but a different direction. So I know how the influence of how much the influence of a teacher can affect a child.
You take that very seriously.
I do. I came from a good family.
I'm sorry for interrupting. Your students take what you say about them very seriously.
Yeah. I mean, they know I care. From the beginning of the year, I make sure it's a classroom. I talk to them about packing their parachute, and that it's a safe place to learn and take risks, and I won't let them jump out of the airplane until we both know their parachute's packed. And just, education is a risk, and living through 8th grade, you take a risk every day, especially if you're making good choices. So kids can be influenced. I am involved in the Natural Helpers program at my school, so the kids get to see me raw on a weekend that we take them away, and they get to know my backstory with being turned on and off by a teacher. I have a son.
You share with them.
I do, and I have a son that has had family issues. We've had issues. He comes in and he speaks to my students, and so they get to know that they can talk to me about things, and oh, by the way, we're going to learn history, and we're going to learn how to do history.
Final question. Mm-hmm. Your family, totally supportive of this move?
For me to go into teaching when it was? Yeah.
Did they get it? Did everyone get it, or were you the only one who really got it?
No, they did. And my daughter wound up going into teaching. My son is teaching at a college at this point, and it was neat because my college degree was only 4 years ahead of my son's and 8 years ahead of my daughter's. So they did. They got it, and it was a family support, and
You're terrific.
Thanks.
And that's why you were selected as the Teacher of the Year, 2013-2014. Kathy Assini, I want to thank you. And on behalf of all the parents out there whose children go to public school and have terrific teachers who may not be the Teacher of the Year, but we thank them every day for what they do, and we thank you and your entire profession. You're a credit to it.
Thanks.
Okay. Stay with us. We'll be right back right after this.
If you would like more information on this program, or if you'd like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Visit us online at caucusnj.org. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato, PhD, and follow us on Twitter at Steve Adubato.
Dr. Andrew Gerrard is professor and deputy director at the Center for Solar-Terrestrial Research at NJIT, New Jersey Institute of Technology. Good to have you with us, Doctor. By the way, what is this organization, the center, all about? And then I'm going to ask you what a solar storm is. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Center for Solar-Terrestrial Research is essentially a research group at NJIT, which is really focused on looking at the physics, the processes that happen from the surface of the sun all the way to the surface of the Earth.
And that matters because?
Well, it turns out that the sun does quite a few things to the Earth. It can impact both our technological and biological systems. A lot of different agencies want to be able to forecast these events, these potential natural hazards from the sun. And fundamentally, we don't understand much of it at all.
What's a solar storm?
And
why are we supposed to care?
It's an umbrella phrase. It really classifies any major eruption of energy from the sun, like a solar flare or a coronal mass ejection, a CME. A CME.
Come on, you can't do that to me.
Yeah,
what is that?
Throwing acronyms all over the place. It's great.
What's the last one?
A coronal mass ejection. It's
I'm sorry. Now that I know what you said.
Mass from the corona.
Yeah. Got it. Go ahead.
And I mean, this is energy ejected from the sun that it's spit out into space, and some of that at times can hit the Earth.
And it's interesting. Our lives on Earth, okay, affected by all this.
Sure.
Give us one concrete example where people like myself who struggle with science don't have to struggle and say, oh, that's what you're talking about.
The classic example, the textbook definition, which is relatively old, is the March 1989 storm, where there was a massive power grid disruption, and throughout the Northeast U.S. and into Canada, there was loss of power to households, industries throughout the whole area of the continent. More recently, we found impacts, for example, on GPS. As we as a society have become really heavily reliant on GPS technologies. The influence on GPS, the influence on communication, all of these types of technologies can be disrupted by these solar events. And that's why we study them so intently.
What's the connection to NASA? There's an NJIT connection to NASA. What is it, and why is that important?
We have, well, there's a lot of different connections, actually. We, as a Center for Solar-Terrestrial Research, we do research with funding typically from the National Science Foundation. We do work with NASA and different NASA grants. Most recently, we have been building an instrument called the RB SPICE, the Radiation Belt Storm Probe Ion Composition Experiment.
But before you go any further, what's it like?
Yeah.
You have to take a breath
Yeah,
after
yeah,
that.
to get that
when
one
really
out, yeah.
smart guys like you and women who know this stuff sit around and talk about this stuff, how fascinating is that for you?
It's the best career on earth. I mean,
why?
Because you know, to be a professor and to do this type of research, I mean, you really need to have a passion for it to begin with.
Where did that come from?
I have no clue. It's just genuine curiosity. It's genuine
so as a
curiosity.
Kid,
yeah. It's you know, in my generation, we didn't have the space program that prior generations had
Yes.
with the moon and everything else. For me, I don't know. It had to just be general, the ability to cause trouble and the ability to,
were
you know,
fascinated?
just
and
in all
curious?
sorts of things. Sure.
You
sure.
wanted to
we
know.
all were. Yeah, we had that I think those of us in our field, we had that natural curiosity that we wanted to explore something that no one else had done and try to leave our mark, not in terms of making money or wealth, but in terms of trying to contribute to knowledge.
And the NJIT connection, their role in all this, describe it.
It's the New Jersey Institute of Technology. This is you know, one of the premier institutions in the state, certainly for technological, engineering, and scientific advancement from a very experimental side. That is, all of us in our group, we are fundamentally experimentalists. We build instruments, we take data, we analyze that data, we do science through the traditional scientific method. What NJIT has done very wisely is invested in this center and made this Center for Solar-Terrestrial Research one of the top programs in the entire country. And really, I mean, we are covering every facet of this field of research, right from the sun, with the world's largest solar observatory out in California, one of the world's largest solar radio telescopes, also in California.
The NJIT has that out there?
Yes, these are
Even
all
though it's a New
NJIT
Jersey-based
facilities.
institution?
As an experimental group, we have instrumental holdings all over the world.
What the heck is that?
That's Big Bear Solar Observatory out
You
in
got a name for it, Big Bear?
Big Bear, California.
Oh, okay, of
So
course.
it's up in the mountains of Big Bear.
And that does what?
It's actually the world's largest solar observatory. It's dedicated to basically studying the processes on the sun with basically a 1.6 meter telescope. It's out in the middle of a lake. Anyone that has been to Big Bear, they most always have seen this big observatory sitting out in the lake, and that's actually
And that's you guys.
part of Jersey. Yeah,
It's part of Jersey out
yeah,
there.
exactly.
And the students benefit how?
They get to go out there. I mean, it is a state school. You know, the students that are doing research with us, they're getting out to California, to Big Bear, to take their own data. They're getting out to Owens Valley to take their data. They're getting into the field, getting their elbows dirty. It's not the stereotypical theoretical research that you see, for example, in the Big Bang Theory show.
That's right.
We are experimentalists. You know, we go to exciting places, Peru, the Antarctic, to do research.
You're hands-on.
You betcha. You bet.
You love this.
Oh, yeah.
You were born to do this.
I don't know about born to do it, but I certainly enjoy it. Yeah.
Well, it's really good stuff. Dr. Andrew Gerrard is the professor and deputy director of the Center for Solar-Terrestrial Research at NJIT. And by the way, for folks who, we've been putting up your website throughout the entire time. I got to ask you this.
Sure.
The future is very bright and unpredictable, is it not?
Yes, I suppose it is.
The preceding program has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence, and 13 for WNET, NJTV, and WHYY. Funding for this edition of Caucus New Jersey has been provided by the New Jersey Education Association, Hackensack University Health Network, NJIT, New Jersey Institute of Technology, New Jersey Natural Gas, Qualcare Inc., the Russell Berry Foundation, and by the law firm of Gibbons, P.C. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. Caucus New Jersey has been produced in partnership with TriStar Studios.
There is a place that pushes beyond traditional thinking to take medicine further than ever before, where science and creativity work together to give heart and cancer patients new possibilities, and researchers discover options for children who once had none. A place that proves every day that impossible is just an opinion. Hackensack University Medical Center, where medicine meets innovation.